Despite President William Ruto addressing a media briefing yesterday calling on Gen Zs to desist from protesting, the protests have today continued in various parts of the country, with the big day scheduled for Tuesday, where protesters plan to occupy all roads. The Gen Z in various social media platforms have vowed not to back down as they stress on occupying State House at all costs. Listen in.
The Gen Zs have vowed to gather in the streets all over the country to continue the fight against the country's governance and overtaxation in all aspects of livelihood as Kenyans. The protests, which are entering the second phase, will see Gen Z occupying State House as proposed in their series of events. The series of events are as follows. Today, protesters printed faces of murderous police and treacherous members of parliament and stick them everywhere on major roads. Tuesday has been declared to be a public holiday by the Gen Zs, where all activities are expected to halt as the protesters occupy all roads. Wednesday has been scheduled as a day to identify the police officers, members of parliament and agents of the government, where they live, hide and who they report to. On Thursday, the Gen Z will occupy all roads and sit down with placards held high. However, President Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua, in their speeches in different churches on Sunday, urged the Gen Zs to stop their protests since the plea was heard and that the government was working on their demands.
Tuweke amani katika taifa letu la Kenya. Tusikubali fujo. Tusikubali uharibifu wa mali. Tusikubali maisha ipotee. Sisi wote ni ndugu moja, watu wa taifa moja la Kenya.
And I want to ask our young people, now that the president has guided tuongee maneno ya mambo ya kutoka kwa barabara tuachane naye. It is unnecessary now because already the government has accepted we need to engage. So hakuna haja ya mvutano, loss of lives, vitu kuchomwa, hakuna haja.
The demands tabled by Gen Z include employment of doctors and teachers on permanent and pensionable terms, firing of irresponsible cabinet secretaries and members of parliament, abolition of funding allocated to the first and second lady offices, reviewing of members of parliament salaries, scrapping the housing levy, constitute IEBC within 30 days, recall police officers sent to Haiti, scrap wasteful positions of women rep and use their money to pay public servants, stop state capture and resign for selling the country to IMF. The Gen Zs further in their X accounts have displayed their rage after the president's interview with the media, terming the president as irresponsible based on the killings that occurred during the protest countrywide. Kipto Hilda, KUTV.